Welcome. Welcome to those whose eyes shine bright towards a future of joy. Welcome to those who look to the revolutionaries who dreamed us into existence. Welcome to those who show up themselves in total support of political Blackness, doing what they can in a struggle that may not fully hit home for them. This is Black Histories and Futures Month. Officially, the Canada-wide celebration of Black History Month began in 1995, but efforts were in place long before then. Endeavors in Canada have been recognized as far back as 1978 with the foundation of the Ontario Black History Society and their petition to the City of Toronto to proclaim February as Black History Month. The commemoration has its origins in America, where historian, journalist, and author Carter G. Woodson initially explored dedicating a week to the history and accomplishments of Black Americans. That was in 1926. Today, we look back at the past, acknowledging the struggles and the achievements that took place, with a vision of a future filled with love, self-awareness, equity, and more. We asked some of our community members here in Kingston and the surrounding areas to talk to us about Black Histories and Futures Month.
Hi, I'm Jermaine Marshall, he, they pronouns. I am a queer, proud, Gem Canadian immigrant here in Kingston, trying to make a difference in whatever ways that I can. I love music, I love people, I love making music with people.
My name is Martha Williams, and I want to say an original Kingstonian, but I actually lived in the States for 30 years. And that experience actually really changed the trajectory of my life in terms of how I operate in the world as a Black woman.
I'm Taylor Snack, born in St. Lucia, raised in Toronto. I am a Kingston community member. Ooh, something that I like to now introduce myself as, a walking contradiction. Thank you, Janelle Monáe.
We are the Badmus family.
Yes.
And our family is from Ghana and Nigeria.
Okay, who's from Nigeria and who's from Ghana?
Dad's family is from Nigeria, and most of our family is Ghanaian.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Deandra Kabungu. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Student Success Advisor at Queen's University. In my role, I have the wonderful opportunity of supporting brilliant scholars such as the Promise and the Commitment scholars, and I absolutely love my job.
Who are we?
Awesome Black Girl!
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 Oha! This is Calypso, my daughter, and my name is Lavi, and we live in Kingston. Calypso goes to daycare, and I live and work in Kingston at Queen's University, and really, really love my community out here in Kingston.
My name is Cole J. Berry. I'm a fourth-year life science student at Queen's University. I'm the Black Inclusion Initiative Student Assistant for the Yellow House, which is the Student Center for Equity and Inclusion, as well as the Vice President for the Queens Black Pre-Medical Association.
Hi, my name is Aura Maxwell. I'm a second-year health science student. I'm originally from the UK, but my family's also from Nigeria. We came to Canada about 10 years ago, and I've been enjoying myself since.
Hello, my name is Joy Sawyer. I'm a second-year biology student at Queen's University. I tell people I'm from Ottawa, Ontario, but I really lived all over Canada, New Brunswick, and British Columbia. I'm of Ghanaian and Acadian descent, so I'm very fortunate to have both of those perspectives prevalent in my life.
My name is Tiana Edwards. This is my daughter. V. Exactly. And we are getting ready to celebrate Black History and Futures Month, right, V? And what does that mean to you?
Celebrate of others and other Black people.
Like some of the people we read about all year long, right?
Right.
Like who?
Beyonce.
Beyonce. Why? Why do you want to celebrate Beyonce for Black History and Futures Month?
Because she's my favorite.
Yeah, why? What makes her your favorite?
I liked her songs.
Well, growing up in a time and place where a lot of the stories important to me weren't being told, stories of queer people, queer Black people, I found that learning more about Black histories, people like James Baldwin, Bayard Rustin, real visionaries that had helped to shape the world as it is now, a world of liberation, or at least one trying to be a world of liberation, really inspired me. And so the significance of this month is one of inspiration. It's a legacy of realizing the labor it takes to be seen and to make sure that people don't forget the important things, that folks matter, even folks that may be a little bit different than you. So I look to Black Histories and Futures Month as a month that helps to remind me of these things, to reflect on these things, and to continue reminding others of them as we seek to all make meaning in this world that we all share.
So, Black Histories and Futures Month to me is a chance for us to recognize the adversities that we've faced, but instead of dwelling on it, it's a chance to show how we've grown from that. And it's a chance for us to embrace our culture and how it makes us special. So it's kind of just taking our successes, and although those didn't come easily, they weren't handed over to us, we had to take the challenge and use it as fuel to grow and to become more powerful. And I think now, especially that we're acknowledging the history and the future, now more than ever, it's important to realize the progression that we can make and the goals that we can achieve, and not just dwelling on the struggles that we had in the past, although recognizing how they made us stronger as well.
I'm Nigerian, and so coming here, there wasn't a first connection with Black Histories and Futures Month. But then as growing up here, just kind of the experiences that you have going through the educational system and just working, I've definitely come to acknowledge it more and definitely have a better appreciation and understand for it. And so I think having this month just to celebrate not only what Black culture and Black history and what influential Black people have done in history, but then just acknowledging those that are contributing currently today,
right.
and what they're going to contribute for the future is exciting. Like I think about what my kids can potentially do, and just looking at that month as an opportunity, just to showcase a lot of the talents that are out there and that may be hidden through other systemic things that are going on.
Right. And I like that you mentioned that as an immigrant, right? As my parents were refugees, came as refugees. And so, and I actually didn't know that my parents came as refugees until a few years ago. And what it meant, what the experience was like for them when they came in the 80s. And my experiences here, both within the GTA and in Kingston, really allows me to take a step back and wonder, wow, we have made history, we continue to make history, and really excited about what the future holds for my children.
So Black Histories and Futures Month really encourages me to both embrace and revel in the Black experience. It allows me some time to reflect on the struggles that the Black community has faced, and also gives me a lot of hope for the successes in the Black community that are to come. I just completed my Black Studies course at Queen's, a Black Studies course about liberation and just an introduction to the Black diasporic academic field. And it really opened my eyes to the positive conversations that you can have about Black topics, regardless of the negative history and the negative connotations that have come with that in the past. So I was very, very fortunate to be able to have that opportunity. And it actually encouraged me to apply for exchange and investigate and explore those topics a little bit more on the international scale.
I think something about Black Histories and Futures Month that's going to be grounding for me is just commitment. I'm very committed to not only my success, but the success of my Black colleagues, my Black friends, my Black community, like anybody that I can help be successful and move forward and empower and encourage in any means, however I can do that. I'm committed to that. I'm committed to doing whatever it takes to see our community thrive in whatever capacity I have to do that.
What grounds me throughout the year is, I mean, Black folks are really busy and tired in February, and throughout the year, it's really about keeping that same energy of rooting for everybody Black, as Issa Rae would say, and really just supporting the culture and being in community and keeping that energy every day, 365 days of the year.
So I just built a business called Paddleworks Cafe and Studios, and I built it really with the intent of it being a community space for us. When I was interviewed on another situation or in another setting with Tiana, what she pointed out that I had overlooked was, she said, Martha, you created a place for little Martha, because little Martha had no place. Growing up here, there was no place. But we had the West Indian Society. I'm not even West Indian, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna hang out with them because that was all I had. But once a year, there was a celebration. We called it folklore. And that was the only time that I felt truly seen, when I was around other people like me. So the grounding thing for me is that I built this, and I hate using the word I, because I know that there is no such thing. But I 90% of it feels like it was me, built a business from scratch. And to create a space for us to go where we can feel like we're okay. And it's really amazing to me that when folks come through the door and they ask, well, who owns this? And I say, oh, I'm the owner. And the expression on their face is quite something. But what I love more is when a Black person that I don't know comes in and says, are you the owner? And the expression and you can just feel this almost embrace.
It's the coming together of people. It's people remembering each other, having more moments to connect, to talk, and to strategize, to dream, to be joyful, to mourn, that keeps me going for the rest of the year in a way that I don't think we often have in September, for example. So I want to collect all of that energy in some way and hold on to it to keep me going when things are getting really, really hard.
I like how we now say Black History and Futures Month. And so when I think about our community and what I might want to offer our community to reflect on during this month, I always think about there's a poet who's from Kingston named Britta B, and she has a poem called Black Balance. And in this poem, she says, had my ancestors been given today's future, who might I have been? And so when I think of this quote, it brings up a lot of different things for me depending on the day. And so I just like for folks to kind of reflect on that. And, reflect on, now the different histories and futures that we have as we move forward.
During this time, as we reflect on Black success, Black culture, and Black talents, we also celebrate the triumphs that we've had in our history, involving the significant contributions that we've had in all fields, whether it be science, business, politics, arts, or even athletics. But we must also simultaneously reflect on the challenges overcome, the barriers broken, and the stigmas dismembered. We're not where we want to be, but we're in a position where we continue moving ourselves forward and putting ourselves into the opportunities that we know that we deserve. There is power in our presence, so we can't give up our power by thinking that we don't have any, limiting what we think that we can achieve. Change won't come if we wait for someone else or some other time, but we are the ones that we've been waiting for, and we are the change that we've been waiting for.
I would personally like to extend an invitation for staff, community members, faculty on campus, students, to engage with the Black perspective, whether it be through events or community engagements or any conversations or discussions that you can have with community members in any way, shape, or form. I would invite you to do so.
I'm excited for Black History and Futures Month. I'm excited to see, I think there's a few things that have been planned this year. Definitely interested in engaging more, and especially now that I have two boys and just seeing them interact with the school system, interact with other Black kids and just their own experiences with other races.
The accuracy of the information that they're being given and playing that role in that. And so it means that sometimes having to challenge the information that they're receiving, both within the community from friends or even, circles, as well as within the school. And so I like what you're saying about that awareness now that we have, and that we also have a responsibility to champion the work of Black History and Futures Month forward.
I think things like this, having these kinds of conversations where I get to reflect on why this month of February matters so much, I think it's important for other people to do as well. I think just taking the time to reflect and to think about where we came from, our journeys, our paths, can help us to really understand our culture even more and even have more respect for our families, for example, the people that raised us.
I want to ask people, especially as somebody who is at the intersection of race and, immigrant national identities and sexual orientation, I oftentimes find that there is resistance, even in our Black History Month conversations, to talk about difficult divides within our own community, familial conversations that hold legacies of pain and hurt that we shy away from instead of finding ways to tackle. And as somebody who knows intimately that not talking about an issue only allows it to fester and to hurt more people for longer, I want to encourage people to, use rest, space, time, connectivity, these moments, to maybe start to broach some of the difficult conversations with a spirit of humility and understanding that there is a lot that we don't know, that is, maybe it's time that we do start to learn more in a spirit of openness, not fear, not anger, not anxiety, but a willingness to learn more about each other and about ourselves in the process and imagine those Black futures.
In the movie Moonlight, Mahershala Ali's character said, "There are Black people everywhere." And that stuck with me, not because yes, there are Black people everywhere, but I'm not thinking necessarily about skin color as much as I think about the struggle, the Black struggle, and how it connects us all. And so this month and this year, really, that's something that I'm holding really close to. That's something that is holding me together in many ways. I'm thinking about how Black people, people of color, all of us really in this collective struggle are coming together, fighting against oppression. We're getting our voices heard, and that's energizing. And I want to keep talking about that work this month, especially because we are all Black people in many different ways. We are all oppressed and racialized in different ways, and to talk about the power that we have together when we come together is exciting. It makes possible different futures. And again, to thinking about Black Histories and Futures Month, I have to hold on to that work and that vision of collective joy and collective resistance.
There's so much going on in our world that it's easy to kind of like lose sight of the things that are important and just get shaken by all the little circumstances that are they're menial in the moment, but they feel like something and they stress you out. And I think what I would want the communities to take is just peace in those moments. If it's challenging, if it's hard, embrace it. Hold your peace in those challenging moments. Hold your peace in those difficult moments, in the adversity. There's this life is not easy. And I think the more we focus on just embracing the fact that it's not going to be easy and it is going to be difficult, we'll have an easier time just pushing forward ahead and doing what it is that we need to do.
Can you tell us what mommy and daddy tell you every morning before for daycare? Be gentle and kind
and fun.
and be helpful.
This month, I hope you take the time to rest. Spend time with family if you have your family here, but also spend time, get to know other Black people who are here in Kingston and at Queens and what they are doing. If you're not here at Queens or Kingston, wherever you are as a Black person, use this month, if you don't know any other Black person, use this month to get to know other Black people. If you already know some Black people, use this month to get to know more Black people. do the things that you love, be kind to yourself and to other people. I wish you all the best. Happy Black Histories and Futures Month.
Happy Black History and Futures Month.
Bye. Hey everyone, wave your hands and say bye. Thank you for watching.
Hey, go ahead and dance like you're at home. There we go. Woo, go on, ready to dance?
1 out of 10.
Okay, we're done.
I said 2 nickels.
Can you give mommy a cuddle and a kiss? Okay. I'm gonna give you one. Can you give mommy one? You gotta turn around to give me a hug.